Hello.
Hello. How are you, Mario?
Hello.
Good.
Hello.
Good.
Hi, Harold.
Hi.
Hi, Harold.
Where are we holding? 38?
38.
38. Yeah, sad news today, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
What happened today?
Someone passed, a young fellow passed away. Johnny Teller, Alan Stern's son-in-law. How old was he, Marty? Was he 40? Was he even 40?
I don't know. Maybe just 40 or maybe 39. Something like that.
Wow.
I
Couldn't beat it. Terrible.
No.
Couldn't beat it.
Yeah, and he had surgery on Friday,
Oh, he did.
but it was basically to clear up all the water he had in the lungs and,
Oh, yeah.
the same case as my father, basically.
Really?
My father was 41.
I didn't know that. I thought he was a little bit older. 40. Was lung cancer?
No, it was liver, but it was the same
Yeah.
situation. Getting one surgery after, in those days,
You're chasing it. Yeah.
yeah, they opened and closed and opened and closed.
My father-in-law had open heart surgery in the 70s, and they
Yeah.
cut him all the way down. That's how
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did it then.
Yeah.
It's like primitive.
Icho had surgery, open heart surgery.
Yeah.
Also has a big.
Really?
Yeah.
I had surgery.
No.
I had when I was 8 days old. I still have the scar. You want to see it?
Yeah.
First, I have to find it.
Yes.
Yeah, show off. You're such a show off.
Show off, yeah. Ay.
I have a loop if you need one.
A loop. Okay, good. I'll give it to Magda.
Yeah, and the funeral is in Mount Sinai,
Very
Simi
far.
Valley.
Very far.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know.
And they're doing it at 1 because probably they're waiting for his parents to show up. Yeah?
Probably, yeah, they're probably in
Mother.
Toronto. Yeah,
I don't know if his father is alive or not. But,
I think he only has a mother.
Okay. I'm going to New York in an hour.
Wow.
Okay.
That's why my sister's granddaughter's bat mitzvah.
Oh.
Mazel tov.
And Mazel Tov.
Muslim.
So I'm going to teach tomorrow at 3 p.m. Does that work?
Not
3 p.m.
not for me,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
It's not okay, guys. There's a
The
Leviathan.
funeral.
There is a
Why?
funeral tomorrow. Tomorrow, the funeral's at 1
Why?
o'clock in Simi Valley.
Yeah.
So I don't think we can get there back. That's when the funeral is.
Yeah.
What time is the funeral?
1
One.
o'clock, 1 p.m. in Simi Valley, and to be done.
Okay, you want to do it at 3:30?
I can't guarantee we'll be
don't
back.
think-
You know, you
Well,
can't guarantee that.
how,
Friday afternoon coming from there, wow. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they
We
come
could do
from
it-
there
you
at
wanna do
that
it-
time.
You want to do it 4 o'clock?
sounds a bit better.
Good try.
Okay, let's set it for 4 o'clock
4
Okay.
o'clock, yeah.
because
4
yeah.
o'clock seems okay.
Shabbos, I think, starts 7:30 in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 8 o'clock. No
Okay,
way.
well, fine, let's make it at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, okay.
No
Okay.
way. No way. If it starts at 10 in Los Angeles tomorrow, New York is 8:10 probably.
Is when Shabbos starts?
Yep.
Okay, good. So
I
Lamed,
don't know.
and
I
then,
can't guarantee.
then Shabbos, Motzei Shabbos, 9:30 p.m.
Which
Okay,
is 12:30 your time.
I know, 9:30 p.m. I'm coming home Sunday afternoon. So I will teach, I'm not going to teach the Navi Shir, but I'll teach Daf Yomi like at 8 o'clock. But there's
Okay.
not going to be a Navi Shir until the following week because Susie's going to, the Bas Mitzvah is Sunday night.
Oh,
And again, I'm not sure what time, so I'm not going to have the time to prepare for it. So we're going to, the first Navi Shir will be the following week, but we will do Daf Yomi. Okay?
Okay.
So we're on the new Perek Shishi, Shavuos Dayanim. So if Reuven tells Shimon, you owe me $1,000.
Oh, wait a minute. We are on 39 then?
No, we're on Lamed Ches, Amud Beis, 38.
at the Mishnah.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Right.
sorry. Yeah. At the Mishnah, right?
Right. So if somebody says you owe me $100, and the guy says, no, I owe you 50. So he's moide b'miktzas.
Mhm.
So the Dayanim make the guy take a shvua that he only owes 50. That's the shvuas hadayanim. So hataina shtei kesef. The claim has to be at least the value of 2 kesef. V'haudah is b'shava pruta. The admission has to be at least a pruta. And imena adam imena taina patur. If I say you owe me wheat, and he says no, I owe you barley, so there's no shvua. It's got to be the species has to be the same. Ketza, shtei kesef li biyadcha, and he says ein li biyadi eli pruta. Kesef is silver, pruta is copper, potter. But shtei kesef u pruta li biyadcha. If he says you owe me 2 kesef and a pruta, and he says ein li biyadi eli pruta, so chayiv. He'd be chayiv shvua. Mona li biyadcha. He says you owe me $100. And the guy denies the whole thing. Ein lecha biyadi. I don't owe you anything. Potter. There's no shvu unless you're moide partly. Therefore, man lebiyadcha and ein lebiyadcha l'chamishim doner. He says you owe me $100. He says I only owe you 50. Chayiv. That's a moide b'miktzas classic. Now, man la'abe biyadcha. Your father owed me $100. Now he's dead. I'm coming to claim it from you. And he says, ein lebiyadi ali chamishim dinner. I only have 50 potter. He could have denied everything. And by it's gefindet this geld, it's like a meishiv aveda, it's not a moedim mixes. He says, you owe me $100. V'omer lo hein. He says yes. L'mach omer lo tneuli. The next day he says, give it to me. You admit it. And then the guy says, Nasaticha lacha. I gave it to you. So potter. Because it's a denial of the whole thing. But if the next day he says, Ein lecha biyadi, Not that I gave it to you, but I don't owe it to you anymore, even though the previous day, he admitted chayiv. He has to pay. Because he admitted that he was chayiv. And without a shvuah. He says, Monali Yomi $100. And he says, Amar Lohain. He agrees. And then, Al Titnei Li El Be'edim. The guy says, when you pay me back, make sure it's in front of Edim. L'mach Amar Lo Tnei Li. So the next day, the guy comes and says, gives it to me. And he says, Nesativ L'cha. I gave it to you. Well, he made it tonight, it has to be done La'edim. Chayiv. Then they should start Lit No Be'edim. Litra Zav Yesh L'Biyadcha. You owe me a liter of gold. And the other guy says, Ein L'cha Biyadi El Litra Kesef. I have a liter of silver potter. Because it's not the same species. Dinner Zav Yesh L'Biyadcha. You owe me a dinner gold. And he says, Ein L'cha Biyadi El dinner Kesef. Or Yesh L'cha Biyadi traces. V'chein pundias. V'chein pruta chayit. These are coins. And he says, I have a dinner, but made out of other things, because hakol min matbei achas. They're all coins. And that's considered from the same species. Kor tvir l'chabiyatcha. You owe me a bushel of grain. He says, Elam chad letech shel kitnias. I owe you half a bushel of legumes, potter. But kor peros libiyatcha. And he says, Elam chabiyati letech kitnias. He says, you have fruit. You owe me fruit. And he says, I have a half a bushel of legumes, chayiv. Kitnias falls under the category of peros. The claim was for wheat, and he admitted barley, potter. There's no shvuah. But Rabbi Gamliel chayiv. He says you are chayiv. That certain amount of jugs of oil. He doesn't say they were jugs, but smaller vessels of oil. He's a moed b'miktzas. He didn't admit to the same volume measurement. And therefore you'd be potter. But Amar Gamliel roya anias divrei admoin. Kelim v'karkos, tanu v'kelim v'karkos. He claims vessels or land. B'hoida v'kelim v'kofer v'karkos. He admitted the kelim but not the land. Or he admitted the karkos v'kofer v'kelim potter. You don't take a shvuah with karka. And hoida b'miktzas karkos potter. Even if you admit to some of the land. But if you admit to some of the kelim, chayiv even for the land. Shanachasim shtein lachrayis zoikin as the chasim shtein lachrayis. Nechasim, like metaltalin, can, because a shvuah is created for it, you can roll a shvuah over the karka. Einish bar al times cheshert v'katan. Somebody without das, who makes the claim, there's no shvuah. Very much be a cotton. The cotton doesn't take a shvuah. Aval nishboin le cotton like this. If you do take a shvuah to a cotton regarding and to hegdish. The Gemara will ask on that. We said in nishboin al tanas cotton. So what do you mean? You take a shvuah to a cotton? So the Gemara wants to know hechi mashbinan lei. How do the Dayanim make you take a shvuah? The way the Torah says, the Chsiv, Avram told Eliezer, Vashbiacha b'Hashem Elokei Hashamayim. Rashi, Keman, Kerav Chini Baridi, Shomar be'inan Shema Miyuchad. Is it that you need the Shema Mefurish to take the shvuah? Amar lei, no. Afilu Temi Rabbanon. The Amri Bekinui, who say even if you say Ad Hashem. Nafkamina simna, because Avram said simna yadcha tachas yirechi. Tzarach lad pusik chefza biyodeh. You have to hold on to a Sefer Torah, some object of kedusha. Kirava Shamarava, Hai Dayana de Ashba Bashem Shemayim, without holding on to a chayfetz. Nasa Kamisha Bidvar Mishnah. You make a mistake. And therefore the case is choizer. Yes, he could take a shvu again. Amra Papa Hai Dayana de Ashba B'tfilin. If the dye makes you hold tefillin, Nasa Kamisha Bidvar Mishnah. The choizer, it has to be a Sefer Torah. Ve'ilchaz a kavas de Rava, ve'lesach a kavas de Rav Papa. Ve'ilchaz a kavas de Rava, that if you were Rajbiyah without holding on to something, we make you do it again. Don't knock it chefz b'yada, you weren't holding something. But ve'lesach a Rav Papa regarding tefillin, don't knock it chefz b'yada. He held it's a davar shebekdusha. It's not a Sefer Torah, but it's a davar shebekdusha. And shvua mu'umid. You take a shvua standing. Talmid Chacham yushav. Talmid Chacham sits. And shvua b'sefer Torah. Talmid Chacham l'chatchila b'tefillin. A Talmid Chacham to take a shvua on the tefillin, not a sefer Torah. Okay. I'm going to stop here, and we're going to learn tomorrow the next blood here. Okay.
Safe travels.
Safe trip.
Thank you, everybody.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Mazel tov, Ernie.